Shalom, Israel. Want to give all praise, honor, and glory to Yahawah, BAHASHAM, YAHAWAHSHI, BAHASHAM, Rakah, Quadash. Double honors to the apostles and elders and bishops at Great Millstone, and peace and salutations and peace and mercy to the prophets, the hopeful elect, the 144,000, and to the men and women of the 12 lost tribes of Israel, you so-called Negroes, Latinos, and Native American Indians. Shalom. Back with another lesson. I'll title this one there is terror and no peace. There is terror and no peace. Call halal Yahawah Bahashem Yahawahshai. Call halayim la Alahayanawa Yahawah Bahashem Yahawahshai. Um and something that's on my spirit. I'm gonna get straight to the point. I gotta head right back out. But as the title reads, um there is terror and no peace. Um and we are officially in the hopeful year of Jacob's trouble in 2024 here. And Jacob's trouble is for Jacob, you so-called Negroes, Latinos, and Native American Indians, the Lord's chosen people. The 12 lost tribes of Israel, the Hebrew Israelites. And we know in this time of Jacob's trouble, great tribulation, the worst time that the earth will ever see is coming, and a good majority of our people are gonna perish. They're gonna perish. They're gonna be put to death in this time of tribulation, right along with these other nations, starting with Esau, Edom. The so-called white folks. We're entering a time of great mass death. These other nations and a good majority of the Lord's people, you Israelites, are going to be put to death. Judgment. The Lord is letting all of this go on because, all this chaos and war, everything that's unfolding, because we're in a time of judgment. The storm is approaching. You see, the storm is approaching. You know, and it's great mass death that's coming. We're watching a global meltdown on all levels. The food shortages, the war, and we know the micro hip, the mark, which is mentioned in Revelation the 13th chapter, the mark where no man can buy or sell. The RFID, the micro hip, the technology, you will have to have that in this new tyrannical beast system that's being set up. You will not, without that mark, that RFID hip, you will not be able to buy food. You will not be able to buy food nowhere. You will not be able to get a car or a job, a home. You will not be able to do none of that. And Esau is Esau has his AI technology that he's releasing and putting out there. He told you that you will own nothing and you will be happy. You see, but um, you know, these global elites, they want the chaos. We see the whole migrant crisis, the homelessness, the defunding of police, police shortages, nurse shortages, the 911 crisis. All of this is happening. More and more people are going on strikes and protests. The uproars from the people. The Lord he's pouring out his spirit in the end. And all of this is being set up by him, because he told you, I make peace and I create evil. I, the Lord, do all these things. It's judgment coming. Because and the Lord tell you too, his eyes are upon a sinful kingdom. And we know this place, America, Babylon, this is the most wickedest place on earth. All the lust and perversion, all the murdering and pedophilia and the deception, the blasphemy that has gone on in this place to the Lord, against the Lord. Everything in this place is set up to go against the Lord. Yahawah, BAHASHAM, YAHAWAHSHI. Let me go here. I just got a couple of scriptures I'm going to close out. But it says, but judgment is going to start with, 2/3, a good majority of the Lord's people. And it's going on to you other nations, starting with Esau, Edom, the so-called white folks. You're about to get caught up in this tribulation. Jeremiah 30:4, and it reads, it says, and these are the words that the Lord Yahawah spake concerning Israel. See? And we know Israel is a people before a place. That land of Israel over there is going to be destroyed, because those are not the people. Those people over there in the land of Israel, right now, the small hats, Amalek, the Amalekites, they have polluted and destroyed the Lord's land. That land is defiled, but it's going to be destroyed by thermonuclear fire. But it's going to be built back up again, because that's where the kingdom is going to be at. Right here on earth, right there in Jerusalem, Israel. And the Lord is going to restore his people back in that land, starting with his elect. The Lord is coming back to deliver an elect, the remnant out of his people that have came back and to seek him in truth and sincerity. But it says, and these are the words that the Lord spake concerning Israel and concerning Judah. See, the northern and the southern kingdom. It says, 5, it says, for thus saith the Lord Yahawah. It says, we have heard a voice of trembling, of fear, and not of peace. See? It says 6, it says, ask ye now and see whither a man doth travail with child. Now we know men don't have children, man. It says, wherefore do I see every man with his hands on his loins, as a woman in travail, and all faces are turned into paleness. And it's just, the Lord is using that just is symbolic to a woman being in pain, pain when they're in labor, when they're getting ready to have their baby. They're in pain. And this is how it's going to be in this time of tribulation and terror and Jacob's trouble. And we're seeing it now, people are in doubt and fear, more and more violence is increasing. The Lord is really, he's putting fear in the people. You got all these supposedly migrants and terrorists in this place, America. America has the most serial killers in the world. And they said this year, too, over 40,000 people have been killed here in America, Babylon. And we see, everything else, the food shortages, the inflation, and all of this, the homeless crisis, all of this is unfolding because, Is trouble coming. It's danger, and especially, um, when these uh, states, these different cities, they these banks close and um, they go broke, and really, um, when it gets really down to the wire, man, uh, you're gonna see sedition amongst men. People invading homes. People are going to go into these homes and start taking what they want, because we're in this time. You're not going to you will not be able to call 911. It's not going to be no 911. It's not going to be no 911. It ain't going to be calling the sheriff. You will not be able to call nobody. People are going to have to start in this time to take matters into their own hands in defending themselves, because you're not going to be able to call 911. Your police stations are going to be set on fire and burned down. Your places of business and entertainment and schools and stuff. We're coming into this is the worst time ever. And you're going to have men out here scared, in pain. Just like the Lord, he explained, Jeremiah explained that, men in travail, like women in labor. And this is all judgment, man, because look at the way a good majority of you Israelites look at the behavior of our people. The behavior of our people, you so-called Negroes, Latinos, and Native American Indians it's horrible. It's horrible. It's a disgrace. How a good majority of our people behave, and then these other nations on what they have done to the Lord's people, and they don't believe in the Lord, and all the perversion and corruption and greed, that goes on in the world, and ultimately in this place, America, is just it's sickening, man. The Lord said He looked down from heaven, and the imagination of man is just evil continually. So the Lord is getting ready to send a horrifying judgment on the world, but ultimately in this place, America, Babylon, because these people don't care. But you gonna care in this end, and we see it. We see it. It's unfolding. You're starting to care. 7, I'll close out with this. 7, it says, alas, alas, for that day is great. See, so that none is like it. There's never a time like this in all history that's coming. In all history of the world, there's no time coming like this, man, that we're entering in Jacob's trouble. No time in history ever. Alas, for that day is great, so that none is like it. It is even the time of Jacob's trouble, but he shall be saved out of it. Shalom.